So I'm scrolling social media this morning, particularly YouTube. And as I go down, Church Explosion, this is how it looked. This is a newer episode. You see his page right there. So I'm subscribed to Church Explosion. He reacts sometimes to videos that people have made and so forth, like older stories and whatnot. So sometimes I know he reacts to videos that are a little bit old. So some videos I might miss because I think maybe he's reacting to an old video. But when he had a thumbnail with Mokoena, so I was like, oh, okay, what's the video about? I find out it's a video of Tsepo. So when I see this background, I'm like, wait, he's at Change Radio. So I go to the main channel and I watch the video. Now, I want to be very clear here. There is a biblical lesson that I want to give at the end. So stay so you can hear what he say, and then I'll tell you what I think about it, and then I'll give you the Bible lesson, which I have to apply to myself. But I want to be very clear. I'm not going to come back to this. Should you want to respond any further, I'm not going to watch that. I deal with doctrine, and I think stay there. No interest in addressing this any further. So, Tsepo starts talking about coming to this platform. So, when he came to this channel, there was a lot of insults in the comments. We don't switch off comments here. You can go back and you'll see the comments. He was talking to his dad. His dad was not addressing the insults he was getting for trying to defend him. His dad was addressing an old issue that they had. That's what he's saying. He's saying, you guys did this to me and so. I sat and I listened to him. So he came to the podcast to protect me. Now, if you listen to the interviews I did with him, I mentioned, and that's because I've done podcasting and YouTube and media for a very long time. In the video, I will tell you how this thing came about. So if you listen, and I say it when the person is there so that it becomes clear, there's no need to be cooking stories. Way that we did that discussion, I'm not asking him questions. I'm letting him speak. I said, no, you say what you want to address. Do you want to address this? What else do you want to address? Is there anything? I'm literally just giving him platform to talk. So that's it. I gave platform. I didn't say nothing. So being insulted, his dad was not seeing that. So then he's asked, then how did you end up on the podcast? So we hear that part, but then how does the Ricky situation come up? Okay. Is it your dad who said go there?
No, we started having differences. I want to have a relationship in that work.
Okay, you wanted to have a relationship with his dad?
And then I felt hori. My worker doesn't understand my need. So then now there started being arguments and back and forth between us.
So there was now arguments between him and his mom.
And that's when I made the decision to contact my father. Papa, this is what I want to do.
Ricky ke motho o nong o mo tseba kapa o mo tsebisitswe ke ntate wa hao?
Ricky, I think the decision ya ho yena is because ke la bona episode 1 ka 2022. So Ricky o la bua taba ya hore o la kopana le ntate Gateway in Durban. So from that moment on, I kind of realized maybe there's a relationship.
What? the video he's talking about, it's a video where I am clear about the meeting. So I was at a mall. We were sitting, we were relaxing, and out comes Apostle Mokoena, and he almost passes, but he sees me, and he comes up. Yeah, Apostle Mokoena. I absolutely did not expect this particular interaction, but I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm going to tell you what we spoke about. I'm going to tell you how that entire experience or that entire what years was all about. And I'm talking about it particularly for a certain reason, because of what the conversation was. And so I hope me talking about this experience, it doesn't rub him the wrong way. There was a specific thing that we wanted, and we had gone around the malls in Durban, and I didn't find it. I found it at Gateway. So we went to Gateway, and I am with someone, and I stumbled on him. He's the one that saw me. There was no relationship. 3 years back, this is it here. I said, he came to me. So it's not a re-upload. You can go and watch the video and you'll hear I narrate how he came to me. So there's no reason to assume a relationship anywhere.
That's why I specifically chose the platform Yariki. I saw it again Ricky.
Okay, so his dad didn't tell him to come. Okay. He said, he thought this is where I should go.
But how boni o sa tlisa toka hobane hona mane mo nong o uhlile o penta mme wa hao teng.
So there where you spoke about her in the way that you did, right? Why didn't you go back there?
Inele hana teng mo no tshwantse o lo correct.
So isn't it there you were supposed to go?
No.
Hobane?
Firstly, I don't think it even crossed my mind where more.
It didn't cross his mind. Wow. Wow. Okay. Why?
I think it's maybe there's allegiance in next being. Only allegiance, only some sort of that I can't put my finger on. You know, I mean, there are people from my dad's church or people that know my dad that know Ricky, so it's
ntato ha o kapa ba kereki ba kerekang ka tirano ba haufi le ntato ha o ba haufi le Ricky ba teng dipakeng.
I just feel like there's allegiance. Onale ho tlusisana ho tibileng ho feta next
ka mantswe a mang ene ka re ha e ba o batla ya ho Ricky ana kana lika
information
hore o so batla o tla ho yena o re tjena le tjena.
And happened that, to be honest, I think Kentwe, this thing gets and like him to as nang need. You know, because what talking about how man also limo, and I know it makes me lack credibility. You know that work, but it is what it is. I just felt sorry. The same impact, the same noise I made, I must come to another platform and make the same apology.
So, trying to paint an allegiance. I have mutual friends who are friends with his dad. Simple, cut straight. It's not a thingy. I said it in my video, how the Apostle Mokoena thing. There's a video on the channel, episode 1, showing. It never got an episode 2 because this story was becoming heavier on me. And by this time, I felt I don't want to even talk about it. This video here, I show. You don't have to guess. It's not a conspiracy. I don't deal in conspiracies. If you check here on the time, you will notice the time. Look at the time. 1:51. 10 minutes before he sent me this message. 10 minutes after, my bad. So right there, he says, bro, send me your number. I send him my number. When I send him my number, you will see here, he calls me at 2:08. Remember, the video, let's go back here. The video is published, what time? The video is published at 10 to 2, right? 2:08. And we speak extensively. He tells me, you know what? Spoke to him. Listen, let me get back to you on what blah 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 and the whole nine jazz. And so we speak, and while he does so, that's when you see in that message. 30 minutes later, I show him the video, and that the video has been cut low. I don't deal in conspiracies. I have one allegiance. That's why I say I don't know why did he say that. Okay, you reconcile. And if you watch the first episode I made when I was at Saint Studios, go watch it. You'll hear me saying in the video
a response, particularly pertaining the things that have been said about his father, his relationship with his father. This is his part. This is his story. It's not me to comment around it. It's just for him to kind of like relay his relationship. Like I said in part number 1, this is a family issue, and we do hope that one day it does get resolved. We are outside. People do not, we shouldn't be instigating things.
We are all outside watching this from inside. They will reconcile, and you and I will be left at odds. Watch the video. You'll hear me saying that in the video. Will reconcile themselves, and then you will be the one who's left at odds. You asked for a platform, I gave you platform. You listen to the interviews. They're there. I'm not gonna delete them. They're there. You can go back and listen. He's talking. He's narrating his story. There's nobody influencing him. There's no relationship anywhere that's saying anything. You talk.
Costing other people, and yeah. I do definitely hope that the apostle does, he's going to try and call. Answer the man.
You don't have to bring the people that think it. They are not here. They don't do podcasts. They are private people. Those people I mentioned in the video, I've known that person for very long time, for over 15 years. He watches my videos, and so he saw me make a comment on the one episode that was posted, and he said, let me get you a direct response. His story hasn't changed. There's no secret allegiance and nothing. The video is there. I was not saying anything. You were commenting. The only point you will hear me kind of like asking questions is when I'm seeking clarity on the narration of the story. That's pretty much it. And I've always done my stories like that. When you remember when Truly had an issue with that Pastor Piri, it's the same way. People were saying, why didn't you watch that one? I said, that's not how I do interviews. Especially when people want to clarify things. You just come, you talk your thing.
I did not watch those videos. And I was going to watch them later on, because if you check on the channel, I was doing two different stories and stuff like that, more based on African spirituality. That's the subject that I was kind of focused on. And so I got a text message. You wanted to kind of lay the story and give ground on everything that was said and everything. This video, I haven't watched, like I said. I haven't watched those 2 videos. And so I was going to watch them publicly. I was going to watch the interviews that Solomon did maybe later on. But after you sent me a message, I was like, I'm not going to watch it still.
Okay.
So that you'll have the freedom of...
To relate the story.
To relate the story without me interfering into what I heard or what I knew.
Whether you are lying, people who watched that will tell you. Now, you've heard me saying before, exclusives have a problem. Doing exclusives. That's why you don't see exclusives. They have a problem, because now I must have some allegiance, secret allegiance. There's no secret allegiance, anything. My allegiance is Jesus. My friendship to those people that connected me with your dad is just that. I don't have your dad's number, nothing. The reason why I'm even recording this video is because I've after watching this video, I've been just, instead of shooting another video, I kept talking with points in my head. I'm like, why would he say that? There's some allegiance he doesn't. To people in this community, if you are new to this community, when you say someone has an allegiance with someone, you are implying something. I don't owe allegiance to anybody. You see me here, I sit by myself and I make my videos, and I sit and I talk by myself. I don't swear allegiance to anyone. So why make that claim? No, it feels like I would maybe leak the information. Why would I need to do that? When we were doing the interviews, there was points I was telling you I have to hustle the money for us to go for the interviews. You know very well that I was the one who was paying for the thingy. The second one you had to pay, you had to find money to pay for it. Because I told you, I don't have money for thingy. When we left the other studio, so what allegiance? What is this allegiance? Now, like I've said, I'm not interested in the topic. I don't care pretty much about it. It's fine, dude. Now, what is the... Yeah, like I don't want to have to come back to this. It's fine. It's fine. He said what he said. It's cool. Leave it in the past. I'm not going to watch anything else. Should you go back and you think they did this 2 months back? I'm only hearing about it today in the morning. And like I showed you now, how I came across it. It's not someone who sent it to me or anything. I found it because I subscribed to Church Explosion thingy. That's how I saw it. Biblical lesson that I was talking about. You see, when you do anything in the body, otherwise in the church, do it with a pure heart. Do not do things because you're going to get paid or what, because now you have an attachment. You see, when they wanted me to make a response to the things your mom said, they gave me the information. I still didn't do the episode. I said it in those interviews. That's the reason why I said it there. So that a person doesn't. And I saw people in the comment section, you know, you people are disgusting sometimes. The things you say, disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You have it clear there. That's why I didn't make the episodes defending any of those things. Answering for the things that they might have wanted me to answer for what Mebongi said. I felt a heaviness every single time I wanted to make the episode. I never made the episode. I never did. If I had that much allegiance, why didn't I make those episodes? There was over 10 episodes worth of content. List upon list. Didn't make the episodes. With all the evidence, with all of that stuff that he sent. I didn't. I left it like that. So this allegiance, if I had that much allegiance, why didn't I? It's the very same thing that I asked when someone said there was, this is Mamachapocho who said, I was probably paid and then I didn't do the job. Because I didn't do the job. I didn't make the episode. I had the information and every time I wanted to make, I just felt, you know. And in the interview that I did with Seppo, I even mentioned it. The first episode, I think it's the second or the first or the second episode. In the beginning, you don't even have to watch more than 10 minutes. You'll hear me mentioning I was finding a difficulty making the episode, and then you showed up in the DMs.
Through, and I never actually got to own things. And so I was going to offer those. I said, yeah, most definitely. My differences with Apostle is doctrinal. He does deserve a response. And so I was going to offer those. But then as time went on, I had my own things that I was kind of like hustling through. And I never actually got to some of the things that the church had given me to respond to. And so it's like God came through and had someone come and say, I'm going to set the record straight. Leadership.
So how are you doing?
Who am I speaking to?
I literally say it there. There's nothing hidden. No agenda. There's no agenda. I don't run agendas. It's not how I work. I respect my work. What allegiance? What allegiance? Because that allegiance is very dodgy because they gave me the information and I didn't make the episode. So, what is the biblical lesson that I wanted to talk about? When we do what we do in the body, in the church, and so forth, you do it with a pure heart. You do it out of a pure heart. I have nothing to prove to that person. I have nothing to prove to that person. I'm doing it true to what is in front of me. Right? I do it out of a pure heart without waiting for a response. Now, how do we do that? It's what do I believe about what I am doing. It's very important. It's very important to establish what is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Once you're clear on why you're doing it, biblically, your convictions must draw from the Bible. Never draw from how they're going to treat you. You'll have problems. Don't ever go with how people treat you. You'll have problems. You draw your actions towards them. And I said it in the video. I said, I am doing it because he asked. Someone asked me, can you do this? Yes. I believe you have your right to have your word heard by anyone else. I would believe that even if you didn't agree with me. It doesn't change my thinking. So my convictions, it's biblical position. I have a biblical conviction about why I make a stand on that. I would have given him, even if you would have been angry at me, I would have given Apostle Mokoena their platform, even anyhow. Why? I would have shown him love if no one ever did. He would have no excuse to say no, Bazalani Bamuko, because I would have shown him. So we do things out of a pure heart. You do it because you know this is what the Bible would have. That's why it says, oh no man, nothing but love. So how do you know that you would be acting out of a pure heart? If someone right now said, Ricky, my name is been lambasted, can I come and clear my name? I will do the same. That's how you know you have a pure intention in the first place. So when things like this are said, allegiance you know nothing about, allegiance that are not there, when they are mentioned like that, it doesn't cause you wounds. Now you wouldn't give another person platform. Now, of course, I am a little bit far off from doing those exclusives or a person responding. At the moment, as I've said, if you've heard me, it's not because of this issue here. If you heard me when I was making a video about Oampile and stuff, I did mention I'm not in place to be doing those things. To be mingling and going and I'm not in place to be doing those particular discussions. So it has nothing to do with this. It's something that it's said right now. I need to sort out certain things. That's not priority. But I know I'm acting in pure intentions when the hurt appears, and I would still offer another person the same thing. Because I'm not wounded and hurt now because I'm being said to have allegiance I know nothing about. He knows very well. Now, Tepo doesn't know me personally, but why claim that? I don't owe. The people that connected me with your dad are my friends, but I don't owe them allegiance when it comes to my work. When it comes to my work, I have no compromises. Neither here nor that part, I hold it to him. Why would he say that? Why would he say that? Because even he knows. I told him, I don't take payments for what I do. I respect my work. Why would he say that? When we are going to the interview and you're saying to me, You don't know how you're going back. And I'm paying for the bolt. At that moment, do you not think? Oh, but anyways, this is why when you have your actions, you do so out of good motives, biblical convictions, because people do that and then mess up your entire day, like like this video did. Now, I have other things that I want to do, and so, like I mentioned in this video, I'm recording this video because I was tired. I think I sat for like 4 hours or so. I was doing other things, but this stayed in my head. Like, why would he say that? Why would he say that? What did he see that told him? Yeah, they're my friends, but that doesn't mean allegiance. Maybe that's how it works over there. It's not how it works here. I don't know any allegiance. I won't come here just to paint a person a certain way. You'd have to really have something happen for you to assume that of me. So, but that is that. It's Ricky, the Reality Show with the daily Christian commentary videos. I want to come back to this. It's fine. Have biblical convictions over the things you do.